We also
Correct.
want to consider like spacing. We don't want it to be so tight that you're uncomfortable, that you feel like you have to, maneuver to get around the tables and the chairs
Yeah.
to work your way to the dance floor. We don't want hazards. That's why contract review is so important. And we ask a
Yeah.
lot of questions with the contract review.
So I have that
Yeah.
same issue with the guest count because we have
Hmm.
to prepare not only with food, but with staffing and with equipment. And that equation says, I need you to come down to within two or three people
Hmm.
what your guest count is actually going to
Yeah.
be doing some
Hmm.
work. Because, in our community, people don't RSVP.
They don't.
Yeah, but you got to get on the phone and call them and say, well, I didn't hear from you, so I'm so sorry you would miss the event. It kind of suggests that if you don't RSVP, don't bother to come.
Exactly. No, it's true. And people are like, oh my gosh, but that's the situation because we don't want the embarrassment. And then, of course, we're selecting venues that can accommodate, multicultural events, right? So it's like if the capacity is 200, we need it to be 400 and all of that. But we also
Correct.
want to consider like spacing. We don't want it to be so tight that you're uncomfortable, that you feel like you have to, maneuver to get around the tables and the chairs
Yeah.
to work your way to the dance floor. We don't want hazards, we don't want a fire marshal to come and shut us down because people are congregating in the lobby and all of that thing. So it's just like we have to set expectations for our clients, right? Based on our experience, right? We want you to have a good time, but within reason. We have to adhere to the rules of the venue, our vendors, and their requirements. That's why contract review is so important. And we ask a
Yeah.
lot of questions with the contract review, right? We meet with the vendors multiple times, but then also, we need to accommodate our guests. We don't want these type of issues. And I just tell the clients in front of their parents, usually, we don't want a situation where people don't have seating. They don't have, they're not able to come in and enjoy. You've invited them and now they can't even stay and experience it. And they're all like, oh no, we can't have that. So I'm like, okay, with
Correct.
that understanding, this is our guest count. We are not going beyond this count. Also, we have to deal sometimes, unfortunately, it's like the elephant in the room, tardiness. You tell people, you tell people 6 p.m. They show up much later, right? I'm like, the event starts and it ends when it ends. Period. And then
Yes.
I've been told by clients, oh my gosh, that's so early, meaning it's 11 p.m. That's early. It's so early, Cheryl. I'm like, well, then you're going to have to pay for extra time. Right. But then
That's
also, you're going to have to pay your caterer extra time because they've allotted this amount of time for their staff. And now you
yes.
want them to pay overtime for their staff to pay another two
Yeah.
hours, to stay another two
Yes.
hours or so. So all these things add up, so it can be done, but the communication has to be there so that we're all on the same page.